Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff to beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It will show just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. I won't talk about fighting specific enemies unless they're very difficult, but I will show you where to go and what to do. Today we're playing Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, which was a 3D platformer release for the Gamecube and PlayStation 2. We'll start out our adventure with this cutscene, and then you'll make your way through it. SpongeBob's talking about various things and bits and pieces. You go into the lounge room, you see Gary, and then after you see Gary, you have to go and fetch his stick. So you fetch his stick from the room up here, grab it, and then bring it back to Gary. Now at this point you see basically like a 3-minute cutscene where the Flying Dutchman just says, oh, you stole his treasure and he's going to steal all your friends as payback for it. You basically just get through this cutscene and then you head out the door into Bikini Bottom, and that's when the game actually starts. If you want, you can go around collecting some coins like this, because you do need coins in the game. You won't need too many here though. You'll notice down the bottom there's the letters SpongeBob, and that's sort of the idea of the game. You've got to collect all those letters in each level, and once you do, you've beaten that level essentially. So let's see what the outside looks like. Once you've loaded the outside area, you can basically go around and collect coins again. So these coins will contribute towards one of those letters, and the other ones you just find out in the open. Like this one, for example, we're going to find here, you just get from jumping over these. Now jumping's pretty straightforward. You can jump, you can also press the jump button again to double jump. So that's going to be really useful for you.
Be discouraged. Jump.
So you double jump across the gap there, and you get the S. Once you got that S, you can pretty much just go down to Patrick's house and get another letter. So once you're done down here, you want to fly down to Patrick's house, hit the barrel on top, and you'll get a letter from him. Just like that. Now it's important to note that you can pause at any point in this game and you'll bring up how many letters you have left to collect. You can also see them on the bottom. So we're going to head through to this next area, and then that's going to get us our first costume change in here. So the costume that you want to change into is the jellyfish catching costume, and that'll help you catch jellyfish. So along with getting the coins to get one of the letters, you also have to catch a certain amount of jellyfish in each level to get one of the letters. And at various points in the game, you're going to need to pay a total amount of jellyfish to get unlockables. So even once you've got the letter from catching jellyfish in a level, you want to keep catching jellyfish to up your total, because you will need more than that total to get all the unlockables in the game. So you basically get this jellyfishing outfit by ground pounding on that and opening up the tent. And then with this outfit, you can catch jellyfish. First thing we're going to do on it is go to the hooks here and play hooky. We go up the hooks just by hooking on with our net. And then we're going to go across. And that gets us a letter. Now that we got that letter, you can continue around behind the Krusty Krab. You'll just be going around catching jellyfish. So to catch one, you just jump and swipe. Different jellyfish have different patterns. So the green ones will rise up in the air. The pink ones will just fly around normally. The blue ones run away, and the red ones run towards you. So be aware of what pattern they're going to do before you try and catch them. Anyway, we'll go up on top of Krusty Krab, catch some more jellyfish. The next letter we're going to get is sort of on the side to the Krusty Krab. You'll see me attempt to get it here, don't quite make it. But if you don't quite make this, you can always go up on the shell and make it to that letter. Next letter we're going to have is near Plankton's, just up there. So we'll get that one. And then basically we're going to head into the Krusty Krab once we caught all the jellyfish here. There we go. So once you're in the Krusty Krab, there's a few things to do in here. You're going to beat up on one of the customers, the green dude, and that'll get you a letter, which is going to be great. There's also a bunch of jellyfish to catch in here. So with the green ones, you're supposed to sneak up on them, but usually you can get them by kind of jumping up above them and swiping. That'll usually work. And then this green dude is the guy that we have to beat up on. Just keep hitting him and you'll get your letter. So you can see I got a letter for the jellyfish there, and I got my coin letter just before, so we actually have enough jellyfish and enough coins. I'd encourage you to keep catching jellyfish though. So once you get all the letters, you're going to be zipped off to the end of the level. Once you get to the end of the level here, you're going to load up to a puzzle. So this puzzle, it's usually pretty easy to solve. Just look at what way the little pieces go before you do it, and based on what way the pieces go, you just do that in reverse. So hopefully it's not too bad. This one, for example, you hit that one across and then down. Yeah, these aren't ever that difficult to do. Just make sure you've got an eye on it when the puzzle pieces are originally moving. Anyway, what this does is it clues you into where that chest is, and we have to find that chest in the map. So then it will spawn us into the map with this stick thing, and if you press the attack button, then you're going to hold out the stick and it'll show you kind of what direction to go by, whether it goes green or not. But we can go straight to the chest and we get this lovely treasure. When you load back up into the map, Gary is going to get taken by the Dutchman, and then we're going to go and see Squidward, which Mr. Krabs has some interesting news, so we'll see that. We race Squidward to the Krusty Krab, so you just go in there, and Mr. Krabs says that he's closing down the Krusty Krab because they don't have enough customers. You then go into this room and comfort him, and then once you're done with that, he gives you the downtown bus ticket, so then you head out the door, and you want to jump on the bench like straight in front of you out that door. That brings you downtown. Once you're in downtown, you'll see Mr. Krabs, and he basically explains that we're doing deliveries to various customers, and that's going to up the business. So we'll grab the first delivery bag from him, and then we're going to take it. I think he says to deliver it to 17 Seashell Street. So basically you got to look at the doors and go down the one with the seashells, and you want to get to number 17, which should look something like this one. And I'd encourage you to swap straight into the jellyfishing gear here, because you want to be catching jellyfish along the way, like this green one, for example. Anyway, we'll catch jellyfish. On your way back down, you can go into this alley and you'll see there's a letter up there. So we really want to be sure to grab that, because otherwise we won't be able to beat the game. Grab that letter and we want to head back to where Mr. Krabs is. Just catching jellyfish along the way, really. Then he says the construction site has hungry workers, so we're going to go and feed them. You head into the construction site, which is just here. And that's basically next to where Mr. Krabs is. So we'll head into that construction site, and then we're going to go see him. So there's a few different orders we need to place. We get these to the foreman. So our first one, we're going to go towards where these little drills are, and we're going to jump up here. There'll be a foreman just sitting up the top. So there's a foreman sort of just there. Now that delivery is complete, we can go back to Mr. Krabs. So we're going to go across here. That's the other foreman right there. We need to bring food to that foreman. So we're going to head back to Mr. Krabs and grab that food that we're going to bring. So we'll head back up here, grab coins and jellyfish along the way, and then Mr. Krabs will have more food for us to have. We're going to take that food to the other foreman. So he's heading straight up here and then straight across the bridge to this foreman. There we go. And then we're going to head back to Mr. Krabs. So Patrick here will want food, so we're eventually going to have to feed Patrick. If we do that, we're going to get the Barnacle Boy outfit. Actually, I think it's a Mermaid Man outfit, one of the two. Anyway, Mr. Krabs is basically going to say we need to go to the next area, but he will leave a bag of food for us. That bag of food we need to feed to Patrick. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll grab the bag of food and bring it back to Patrick over here. And then he'll be so happy that he gives us the Mermaid Man Barnacle Boy outfit. Anyway, once we've done that, we can change into it. Just by pressing the appropriate button. I'm just going to go and catch this jellyfish first though. So we're going to change into it. And basically the ability that this thing has is it can shoot water. First thing that we're going to do is lift these rocks onto this little platform here. You don't need the Barnacle Boy Mermaid Man outfit to do that, but I just decided to do it here. Anyway, once you got rocks, all 4 rocks in, that's going to raise all the pillars. So all we need to do is climb up the pillars and there'll be a letter at the top of the last one. Probably worth high jumping up those pillars. If you do want to high jump, just hold down R2 and then press the jump button. There we go. Alright, the next thing we're going to do with this outfit is go through where the drills are again. So we're going to find the drills and then we'll make it towards where we need to be. So I'm just grabbing some coins here. The drills are over here and we're going to jump up. you'll see there are these very hot bolts there. We need to jump and fire a water ball towards those. You basically climb across, firing at the bolts along the way. And then you'll get across to this section, which has a letter on the end. Now at this point, I will swap back to the jellyfishing outfit, just in case we come across any more jellyfish, and we're going to go to that next section. So back to where we met Patrick, we're going to go jellyfishing, and then we'll come through to this fence here, which is where the high-rise buildings are. Now basically there's just more deliveries to do here in the high-rise buildings. So apartment 9, you can tell by the numbers. So for apartment 9, we're going to ride this jellyfish up. And that's apartment 8 there, so apartment 9 will just be at the top of this little up and downy platform. Catching jellyfish along the way, of course. There we go. Now if we fall down, we're going to get the next delivery. Okay, apartment 4 is going to be on the other side, so we'll go across this bridge and then we'll ride this jellyfish up. Once we get to the top here, we're going to jump out onto this section and climb up. So apartment 4 is just up that slope right there. So we're going to go back and get more food now. Alright, so apartment 1 again is to the left, and we're going to ride this up, but then just jump off to apartment 1 here. That's where it is. So we get our next delivery, and he tells us the next deliveries are actually back in that main section of town, so that's what we're going to head back to. While we're here, we got some more letters to get. So if you climb up the right side of this building, there is a letter, and also on the left side, there's another letter. So we're going to be climbing up this section. Can be a bit cumbersome to climb up, but you will get used to it pretty quickly. Here we need to go to the right, and we'll climb up onto this section. Ride this like pendulum thing, ride the fish hook, and you'll need the jellyfishing gear to get that. Then we'll climb up. Try not to fall off like I did there. And we're just going to keep climbing, ride the steam vents. That brings us towards the top. And there we go, there's a letter up here. So now we've got that letter, we're going to head over to the other building. And you can sort of see the letter up there at the top of the camera. We're going to ride this pink jellyfish up. And then we get up here. The other letter is just over this section. Great. Alright, now we're pretty much done with this section. I'm just going to explore around for a little while, but you actually don't need to. We'll head back down to the main area. Alright, once we're back in the main area, we're going to go and talk to Mr. Krabs again. And he'll basically explain to us that there are more deliveries to do in this time on a time limit. So first one's in 88 Albatross Avenue. You go to this door here with the duck-looking albatross thing on it. Then we go through. Next one's 24 Seashell Street. So we're going to go to 24 Seashell Street. That is this one. Next one we're going to do is 10 Stormy Way, which is this one. And then we get the next one, which is on 11 Seashell Street. But we have a surprise here. Patrick is here.
Here's your food. Thanks.
So there's something very suspicious going on. He's wearing a plankton hat, which is quite odd. And he claims to also be working for Mr. Krabs. So anyway, after a bit more dialogue, we talk to Patrick, then we go back to Mr. Krabs. And then he tells us to go and follow Patrick back to the normal map. Now, you'll notice here we're actually still missing a letter. That is fine. You're supposed to be missing a letter at this point. We'll come back and get that later. Alright, so basically once you're back in town, Mr. Krabs is going to get kidnapped and we need to follow Patrick around. So try to keep your distance from Patrick here, don't let him actually see you, and he'll eventually go to the chum bucket, where he sees Plankton here, and it turns out that Plankton is impersonating Mr. Krabs and Patrick has been working for him, so that's all a bit embarrassing for Patrick. Anyway, Plankton talks about this Chumwell place, which looks pretty fun, and says we can't go there. But anyway, we'll go back here and you're going to see Squidward. There's sort of two things that will happen with Squidward. First thing you're going to do is steal Squidward's book. And the way you do that is by sneaking up on him. So yeah, if we hold L2 while we're walking, we'll sneak up on him. And basically the book says you got to collect the Flying Dutchman's treasures to beat the Flying Dutchman. Anyway, once we've done that, Sandy's going to come out. You can actually fight Sandy now if you want. That's up to you. I brought the beehive here, which I wasn't really supposed to do. You'll bring the beehive later. So anyway, you'll just go over to Sandy and you'll talk to her. And she does like a karate match. You just got to keep breaking the boxes and hopefully break more than her. If you're having trouble, try spinning into her so she stops moving, and then use that same spin to break a lot of boxes. That's usually a good winning strategy. But anyway, keep fighting Sandy. You'll get to the end. And you win. So once you've beaten Sandy, she's going to say come back to her tree dome. But before we do that, we've got to go and get the beehive from Squidward. So grab that and you'll pay him $200 if you haven't already. And we're going to head back. So in the tree dome, you're visiting Sandy and she's got leaks all over her tree dome. So what you need to do with those leaks is plug them up with the acorns. So there's several holes to plug. You basically just have to jump and throw the acorns at those holes. So we're going to keep doing that as we're going around. We're going to get some letters. There's one in the fountain here. There's also another one sort of up near the fountain, which we'll get a bit later. But anyway, we're going to keep going and plugging, And then pretty much the way you get up to these windows is you can jump off the fountain. That's not really going to do us very good. So we're going to get up on the fountain and jump over to the leaves. And you can get over to the leaves there. And that gets us up to this section. So there's a letter off to this side. And there's also a letter in the spinning wheel. In the spinning wheel, you just jump on it and run on it for a certain amount of time. Once that time is up, you're going to get the letter from that. So there we go, there's the letter. Then you talk to Sandy. She's going to be thrilled that the treehouse is plugged, and then she comes back out. When she comes back out, you go and grab the beehive from the front, which you brought in from Squidward, and you bring her a gift. There you go, she's got the gift. Little does she know it's a beehive, not an acorn though, so she brings it up, and then something very bad has happened. There's bees all at the top of the treehouse. So you go up there, and she's very unhappy with you. There's bees everywhere. And basically what you need to do here is go around catching all the bees, but climbing the tree as well. Now, I'll stress, make sure you're grabbing a lot of coins. It's very easy to not have enough in this level. So there's a letter here at this point on the tree, but you basically just want to keep climbing and grabbing the bees, grabbing any letters that you see there. You'll get to the top of the tree, and you'll eventually see a beehive there. And then you want to ground pound that beehive. So once you've done that, jump off, and that beehive falls down. Now, Sandy says you need to go and catch all the bees. The rest of the bees are actually down underneath the tree. So we're going to head down here, and there's wasps this time. So pretty much all you need to do here is go and catch the wasps, but also there's a letter near the dropped beehive, so make sure you grab that as well. We'll keep catching the wasps. Alright, once it says you can catch 0 more wasps, you get back up and see Sandy. She's going to be happy that you got rid of all the wasps. And then she's going to run up to her room. Now with her room, you've got to fight her in karate. So go up to her room and you'll do that. It's going to be the same thing as before. Just keep spinning and breaking boxes. And if you're struggling, try and spin into her so she stops moving. Anyway, once you win that, she gives you a letter. And that's probably going to be your last letter. For me, it wasn't quite because I needed more coins. So I just went out and got more coins and that finished off the level. I think it's 100 coins you need for this one. There we go. Now again, you're going to do one of these tile puzzles, so they're not too bad, and that reveals the location of the treasure. The treasure is actually up on this ledge here, and you can sort of use a fountain to get up across. You can kind of see it over there by the leaves. There we go, there's the treasure. So we've got the teeth. Once you're done with this section, Squidward is going to get kidnapped, unfortunately. There we go. And then we're back into our house. So what are we going to do next? Well, we're going to go to Jellyfish Fields. So we're going to get the jellyfishing gear, and once we've done Sandy's tree dome, you'll notice there's this new jellyfish that's flying around in this area, and that jellyfish actually has a bus ticket. So it's kind of weird how the game progresses there, but you got to catch this jellyfish and grab that bus ticket off it. It should be a pink jellyfish, that one just there. You can see the bus ticket sort of hanging out behind it. There we go. And the bus ticket's still flying around. There we go. Alright. So I broke the little barrel behind the door in Spongebob's house while I was here. It's important to do that because if not, you'll get locked in later. You'll see why. Make sure that barrel's broken. Anyway, we're going to jump on the bus to go to Jellyfish Fields, and this is going to be probably the biggest level yet. You need heaps and heaps of coins and heaps of jellyfish, so just grab every coin and every jellyfish you see. We're going to climb up this area here, and then we're going to go through this waterfall bit. We'll eventually come up here and climb this section, and we'll see Plankton, who's telling us his clown has a ticket to Chumwell, so that's something we need to keep in mind. But anyway, if you head through here, you'll see that clown. So we're going to head past Plankton into this section, and then just grab all the jellyfish and everything you see here. Patrick is going to have eaten a shiny square, so he'll spit it out, and then you've got to sort of race him over. The race is pretty easy because you can cheese this jump right here. If you jump across, you're going to skip basically the entire track, so it's not too bad. Anyway, keep going around catching jellyfish. You'll eventually leave the area to the new section. Here's the new section coming up. And that new section is this waterfall sort of area here. So you can ride the jellyfish up, but quite honestly, you can usually get up places with a high jump. But you're going to get up to this section. And then you're going to keep going around catching jellyfish, grabbing coins. But at the top of this circular hill in the middle is the clown that has the ticket. He says you got to fight him in a big battle, but actually you literally just hit him once and he drops the ticket, so that's fine. There we go, there's the Chumwell ticket. And then I'm just going to go around collecting more coins and jellyfish. So with this, there is also a letter on the boat up here, so make sure you grab that. Alright, now we got all that, we're just going to head back out of this area and back out to that main section where we started Jellyfish Fields. Alright, we're going to talk to this dude, and he says he needs 100 jellyfish to basically give you the reef blower, which is our next costume. We don't have 100 jellyfish now, so I'm going to come back to see this dude later. But you'll see these little things here. You're going to jump up these to get to the next section. So if we jump up there, we're at Jellyfish Pearls, and this puzzle, so there's a pearl there. You want to start with the pearl at the top of this hill. So we'll just catch jellyfish and we'll go to the top of this hill. You got that pearl, and then you're going to jump onto the next one while still holding the pearl. When you get to the top of the next one, it should look like this with a hole. You're going to drop the pearl in the hole, and that opens up a chest which has another pearl in it. Now we basically have access to 2 pearls, so we need to bring both pearls over here to the other hill. So we're going to do that, bring the first pearl over, jump back, grab the second pearl, and bring this one over. Once you brought this one over, the chest opens, and it has a letter inside, so that's wonderful. Keep going around, catching jellyfish, grabbing coins. And we're going to head to this next section. This next section has a white jellyfish here. So basically you need to ride this white jellyfish until you get to the very end. So you actually need to keep riding it until you get the letter. So I'll keep riding it here. There's another letter that you get somewhere along the way. So if you keep riding it, you can see that letter up above the clam there. That's really important to grab that one. And I like to grab coins as I'm riding it within reason. So basically what's going to happen here is you're going to keep riding the white jellyfish until it gets to the end. I'm completely messed up here and didn't realize that, so I'll come back later in this and get it. But if you kept riding the white jellyfish, you would get a letter. Alright, so moving on, you're basically going to go through to the next area, which is sort of back here. So we've seen all the unique areas in Jellyfish Fields, so at this point, if you'd routed it a little bit better than I have, you could have finished. But basically what I'm going to do now is go back and get that reef blower. So I have 100 jellyfish. I can go back to this dude and get the reef blower. Now on my way I'm grabbing another letter. I'll show you where that is. It's sort of near this section. If you get up on that slope, there's another letter sort of around here. There it is. So we're going to go through and grab that letter. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to the reef blower dude, and he'll be very thrilled. He'll give us that. And then all of his snails escape. So you got to put on the reef blower and go and blow all of his snails back into the middle. Just like this. There we go. So the letters that I'm missing are basically riding the white jellyfish and getting the doubloons. So I'm going to go through. Basically what I'm going to do in the rest of the level is go around and collect doubloons and then ride the white jellyfish like I missed doing before. Nothing really interesting here. If you're collecting more doubloons along the way, you wouldn't have this issue. So with Jellyfish Field, you can see how much out of my way I had to go to get more doubloons. If you were collecting every single one you saw, you wouldn't have had that issue. But the white jellyfish one as well, you can see me riding the white jellyfish and getting to the end. Once you get to the end of the white jellyfish, you will get a letter. So basically that's good, and once you get to the end of Jellyfish Fields with 225 doubloons, you're going to get that last letter and finish up. That'll be me pretty soon, 225. Now actually getting the treasure chest for the Dutchman is kind of hard in this level. So the picture doesn't really help. You're going to start here. The chest is not in this map. You're going to go across to the next map here. So this one. And then we're basically just going to climb up to where that ship was before as well. So here's the ship. We're going to go up the ship and across. And then once you go across the ship, you're going to go here to get the treasure chest. There's the treasure chest. Grab it. And we got the glasses. Once you're done with the glasses, you're going to reload. Patrick's going to get taken, although he actually wants to go. Then we respawn back here. And then we're going to see Larry. Larry won't really do much now. You need to pay him 50 jellyfish to get to the next level. So we're going to leave that level till a bit later. Where we're actually going to go now is Chumwell, which is, we got that ticket back in Jellyfish Fields. So once you go to Chumwell, it all opens up. You want to grab a lot of doubloons and jellyfish as you go. I'd encourage you to swap into the jellyfish gear. Although for this dude, you do need to be the mermaid man. So maybe try and be mermaid man first. This dude's basically spawned a bunch of targets. So you're going to break all those targets to get into the big top. First target's in Plankton's mouth. And then there's a bunch of other targets there. I think there's also another target sort of near Plankton. Anyway, once you break all 5 targets, that big top's going to open. The other interesting thing you can do is this game where you throw the balls into the holes. Not much to that. But then yeah, going around grabbing jellyfish is a main priority. So we're going to grab a whole bunch of jellyfish here. There's also this kind of strength testy game here, but all you have to do is slam all the buttons before the first button goes off. So as long as you don't waste any time here, that's not too bad. That'll explode, you'll get a letter. Then we're going to head into the big top. With the big top, just catching jellyfish down the bottom. And then we're going to start heading up the big top. The way you start heading up the big top is you go into this cannon here. And you shoot up. If you want, you can take note of exactly where I'm shooting, because you can use that same setup and shoot to the right area as well. Make sure you're in jellyfishing gear because you're going to ride the hooks down. And then we just keep climbing the big top really, and you'll get to the top of the big top. Once you get to the top, you're going to see this cannon up here, and pretty much you just want to shoot for the target that's up there. The reason you want to shoot for that target is it just lines you up really nicely on the ladder. There you go. Alright, now you just fall down, grab any jellyfish along the way, and exit the big top. So where we're going next, we're going to head through here. Now this is a letter that you can get later. It says, "I'll be back" from Plankton. So we won't worry about that now, we're going to come back. That's actually going to be one of the last letters we get. But you want to climb up this thing here, and there's a letter at the top of it. So make sure you grab that. And there's also a letter at the top of the Ferris wheel there. You can get that just by jumping across. Once we've done that, we're just going around getting jellyfish and coins. And we're eventually going to head into mini golf here. Now mini golf is an absolute nightmare of a letter. I really don't like it. But basically where we're starting here, we're at the top of the mini golf track. So I'm going to go down collecting jellyfish and coins. And when we get down to the bottom of this track, we're going to grab the reef blower, which will help us with the mini golf game. So we grab the reef blower, we talk to this dude, he spawns a ball, and then we've got to start the very long, arduous process of bringing the ball up the slope here. It's horrible and tedious and probably the worst bit of the game, but we have to do it. So bring the ball up, keep bringing it up. You can use the reef blower to hit these little pinwheel things and bring bridges down and stuff. We're also going to bring it across here. Now, I'd recommend bringing it behind this building, but if you're really, really good at it, you can get it in front of the building like I'm going to do here. But if this keeps bonking the ball out of the way, you should just bring it behind the building instead. That'll be a lot easier for you. Anyway, we're going to use a reef blower on this bridge here to bring it around, and then the ball goes on the bridge, and then we make it across. make it up, and you have to just hit each little target thing. Once we hit the targets, you're going to get a letter. Now we're actually got one letter left, that's it, and we can't get that letter quite yet, so we're just going to leave the level. Jump onto the ferry to lead back to the main area. Alright, so now we're back. I should actually have 50 jellyfish now, but I don't quite. So I'm going to go downtown and do this a little bit. Downtown we can actually get the last letter that we needed now. So we're going to head all the way over here onto Seashell Street, and we'll eventually find Sandy. She's standing there. If you want a reference for her, she's kind of near number 21 Seashell Street. But anyway, I'm going to change to the reef blower, and then we're going to go talk to Sandy. There she is. And she's going to tell us to round up all the garbage. So we'll blow the garbage into these holes. You need to find all the garbage balls and do that. Alright, so talk to Sandy again. She gives you a letter, and that's actually downtown finished. With downtown finished, the chest is in that construction zone. So we're already starting there. You're just going to head over here, and the chest is right behind that wall. There you go. Alright, with downtown done, Sandy's going to get kidnapped, and then we're going to spawn back in Bikini Bottom. Make sure you have 50 jellyfish and talk to Larry. Larry will give you the ticket to Goo Lagoon once you have 50 jellyfish in total on hand.
Like
so we're in Goo Lagoon, yeah.
Except being under the ocean.
So again, make sure you're going around grabbing coins and jellyfish as much as you can. We're going to come across Larry here in front, and he's going to say he's going to the lighthouse. A good strategy for this level would just be to follow Larry around, really. Alright, so we're going to head to the lighthouse. One thing that I'm going to do on the way to the lighthouse is grab a letter here. So if I jump on one of these tires, I should be able to get on top of this dude's stand. There we go. And flying across, and then just up to grab that letter there. I'm going to go around and collect some more, and then I'm eventually going to make my way up to the lighthouse. So the lighthouse will be coming up soon.
Hey.
You can sort of see the lighthouse. It's near where this exit is. Once we're in the lighthouse, it's a pretty linear path around, so you just keep following that around. You're going to get to the base of the lighthouse eventually. Once you're at the base, you can catch some jellyfish, and you can do some cheeky jumps to get up. So that hook sort of turns on the lighthouse. Make sure you've hit that. And the jumps to get up, you want to do kind of go here, and then you can jump around. When you jump around, you will be in the process of climbing the lighthouse, because you can jump up onto this bit. Anyway, you keep climbing up the lighthouse, grabbing any jellyfish and coins you see. And then we're going to be up to this section. Then you have the door that says this way to the upper floor. We'll take that. And then you have the upper floor. And then we go up to the upper floor. There we go. And we're going to make it to the top of the lighthouse. And there's a letter up there. That also opens the door down the bottom. That door doesn't go anywhere interesting. It's just like a shortcut that you unlocked. Anyway, we're going to go around on these jellyfish. These jellyfish are really finicky, so be careful. We talk to Larry here. If Larry is not here, you need to talk to him down on the beach and pull him up here. So we get a letter. And that's pretty much everything you do in the lighthouse area. You can fall back down. Once we're done with this, Larry says that he's gone to the shipwreck, so we're going to go there. Before you do that, you can actually jump up here. And there's sort of a letter up here. So just over here. And then there's like a letter up on that section there. So to get into the shipwreck, it's basically like this little anchor that's waiting for you. It's sort of near the changing costume tent here. And then Larry's standing there. And then he drops down the anchor to get up onto the shipwreck. So once we're up there, you're going to fight him in karate. Same process as Sandy. You just break all the boxes, hit Larry if you're having trouble. You beat him and then he opens it up. Then you're going to climb the ship. So you're going to jump up here. And then we just get coins and everything moving our way up. When you get to the top of the ship, you're going to get to the crow's nest. And it's actually moving up and down, believe it or not. It's kind of hard to see, but it is moving up and down. So yeah, pretty much you're going to jump onto it and wait. And then it'll rise up. And eventually it'll rise up high enough to get that lever that we're missing. There we go. Okay, so we're going to make our way down. Then we're actually done with the whole Larry sideline. We're going to go to this dude and open up the pier. You walk to the end of the pier. And there's going to be a boat that's going to come and visit us. The camera's a bit awkward here, but you'll make your way through. Anyway, the boat comes and visits us, but the Flying Dutchman takes over the boat and crashes it into the pier. This section of the game is actually pretty brutal. I'm surprised they put this in, because the whole pier gets destroyed. Anyway, you run back through the pier, and then the dude sort of says, go and have a look in the wreckage, so we do. And now the pier's in wreckage, so you can make your way and jump across. You'll make it to the end of where the pier was, and you'll get to this ladder. So the ladder's sort of hanging out there. You can ride all the way out to the ladder. I'd recommend making this your last ladder in the game. Not in the game, in the level. Because if you do that, then, well, you'd get warped out straight here. But I have a couple more coins to get, so I'm just going to go back and grab them all in the pier. So I think it's 250 coins that you need, and there it is. You'll do the puzzle, and then once you're done with that, you're going to go find the treasure. It's not too hard to find. It's just through this bit near where the pier was. And then if you find this section and go straight forward, it's kind of by that umbrella thing. So we got that treasure. Now that we got that, the last thing we need to do is grab an extra letter in Chumwell. So we're going to go and get that. So jump back on the bus bench to Chumwell. We're basically going to take a right here and go through to this section. And Plankton will be there holding a letter. So with Plankton, you just got to run and catch him, really. There we go, that warps us out. And the treasure chest is in mini golf. So we're going to go up there. You can basically climb up this section, and then the treasure chest is up here. So grab that. And that's our last little section before we're going to get to the end of the game. Once you get this far, the Flying Dutchman drops like chests and everything onto your house, so you're in danger. And this is where I said you want to break that barrel near your back door earlier on, because otherwise you'll be locked in at this point. So head out here.
Look there.
Now the Flying Dutchman's left a cannon, you just fire that up here, and we're going to get to the last section of the game. Alright, here we're going to move forward. Basically, the loop of this section is the pirates keep wanting booty, and then you get their booty, and then they'll let you use the cannon. So the first pirate's just over here, and if you talk to him, he'll say he wants booty. You go across the path. Make sure you're in jellyfish gear and catching jellyfish still, because this level does have letters that you need to collect as well. So make your way through this section, and you're going to see the booty. You can grab that booty and sort of jump your way back. So when you're grabbing anything in this game, you can pretty much jump to move really fast, because if you walk, it's just going to be too slow. So he'll let you use the cannon. Basically, you want to get in the cannon, fire. You can look at where I'm firing it if you want. But you'll get to this letter here, the P. You just can high jump up to it or land in it, either way. And then we go through the next section where again this pirate has lost his booty. So you're going to head down the path here, find the booty which is at the end of the path, grab that and bring it back. So there's the booty, grab it, you bring it back. And the pirate's going to be thrilled. So he'll leave a letter for you and you can use the cannon. If you want, you can line up to the same place I'm shooting the cannon. There you go. And that brings us through to the next section. Make sure you're grabbing jellyfish still. This pirate wants his booty, so we're going to go through. And I'm going to grab the booty there and then make my way back. So there we go. He's very thrilled. Now this cannon shot's pretty hard to line up because you want a letter and you want to get to the right spot. So try and aim it where I'm aiming it exactly and it should be okay. Kind of up there. We grabbed the letter. I've landed on top of this, which is great. And then we're going to head through. So again, grab the booty at the end of the path, bring it back. And you'll let you use the cannon. Leaves a letter for you. And then you can shoot the cannon to the end. If you want, you can kind of fire it where I'm firing it there. That'll get you through. And there's a lovely letter. There we go. Now the treasure chest is actually at the end of all the cannons. So to get the treasure chest, you're basically going to fire through the cannons in the same order you did it before, just like this. And the treasure chest is on this last boat. So basically go through the whole level again to get the treasure chest. Anyway, you've got the treasure chest, which is fantastic. We're now going up to the final fight. So before we do the final fight, we're going to save all the characters. So Squidward's up here. Then on the end of the ship, we have Gary. Then if you climb back onto the ship, we can start climbing up it to get the other characters. So climbing up that middle pole will get us to Patrick. Climbing up further is going to get us to Sandy. And then jumping down across from Sandy is going to get us to Mr. Krabs. And that's why we're going to fight the final boss after we got Mr. Krabs. So to fight the final boss, basically what you got to do is just wait around for him for a bit. And then he's going to drop bombs. So just keep worrying, avoiding him, wait till the bombs drop, and then throw the bombs at him. There's not too much to this boss really. So wait, grab the bombs, throw them at him. And then you'll throw the last bomb at him and you've beaten the game. Congratulations. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you have to do, and then you win, and then you get the credits. There is sort of a 100% equivalent of this game, but I don't think it's too worth it. You can get 100% if you get all the coins and jellyfish, but all that does is says 100% on the total screen. So in my opinion, beating this game is the best experience, just beating it normally. So that's it for this walkthrough. I hope that you found this useful. If you did, then a subscription is always appreciated, as it really helps out the channel, and I should have more stuff coming out like this soon. Thanks for watching.